What's doing out there? All my Walgreen shareholders out there, absolute train wreck of a stock at the moment. It's absolutely in decline. Everything's going wrong. The CEOs, even the CFOs are at the door. What's happening is obviously some infighting going on there. The board of directors not happy with them. Have they got a difference of opinion on what's happening with Walgreens, whether they should head in the future? There's all these things happening at the moment because there's some big debate going around. Obviously, should Walgreen cut the dividend? Should they let it go? Should they keep it? There's a lot of issues going around there. There's a lot of people there that are some of the top owners in the company have had half of their shares, worth of shares cut down over the last few years. So are they walking out at the right time? They see it's going to get even worse for Walgreens as Amazon continues to develop in the space, and if they can get delivery going door to door without any issue, then they can be absolute brilliant time for Amazon to take over Walgreens and Walgreens becomes obsolete. This is all that's happening at the moment. And at the moment, if you look at the forward PE of like 5 or something ridiculous, Walgreens looks like a steal deal. Yes, it's absolute steal deal if you look at that. But obviously the last earnings wasn't that great. So after all these beats, they've had a decline here. And to be honest, I think it's happening over that sort of space at the moment. In the retail space, so there's even though there's a pharmaceutical company, still retail. So there is issues happening there with Walgreens at the moment. Yes, obviously both the CFO and the CEO are out the door. So the female representatives at the CEO level has just been cut again. Sad to see. Some people are celebrating it. Let me know what you think of how she's done in the role. To me, Walgreens is a bit of a. To me, I've owned it for a little while, tiny bit, not long, very short term. It was just one of those things. I was early on in my investing, then I looked at Walgreens, and it was the greatest decision I've made. I would have been down big time in that if I continued to hold those shares. So it was the perfect time to get out. But for investors now that are still in Walgreens, or where is it? Where's the good? Where's the bad? Well, the bad is obviously Walmart. You can buy everything cheaper, but yeah, Walmart can buy it cheaper. Amazon, big competition. If they, as I've just said previously, if they can find a way to be able to ship all this medication no problem without any issues, then that's a game changer, and it will make Walgreens obsolete, and Walgreens will probably go to zero. The positives for Walgreens right now is that they're here and everywhere, especially in the US. For this, they are your convenience stores, like a Starbucks sort of thing. They're everywhere. McDonald's, they're sort of everywhere in every corner. That's why people like them, for convenience. So it's absolutely brilliant in that space for convenience, because they're not winning on price at all. But will they continue to make this money going forward? That is, they got to continue to be profitable. They've been going sideways. Starting to go decline now. Can they go back into some sort of growth? That's what people have been waiting for, but the company has just been pretty solid, nothing fantastic. They really need to find some growth from somewhere for Walgreens to get going again. So, yes, the arguments here for the CFO, did they leave because they're about to cut the dividend? They're keeping the dividend, but they probably should have cut it. There's this argument out there that maybe the CFO and they thought that they could use their money better wisely somewhere else. But then the board directors go, well, if we do that, then when the shareholder base is going to crash in half and our stock price is going to go in half, just like that, just like Foot Locker just happened to them. And that's exactly what's going to happen whenever a dividend stock cuts their dividend. That's exactly what happens. Now, from a business side of things, if you're wanting to cut the dividend to make sure your business keeps afloat and you can spend that money more wisely, for a shareholder, that's what you should be wanting. But, as we know, very cynical, and don't get me wrong, it's easy to say if you want this company for a dividend and they decide to cut it all together. I can understand why you get out, because you just want that dividend. But it shouldn't be that cynical. If it's going to make the company better, then it's a good thing. Okay, same with Foot Locker shareholders. If it's going to make the company better, it's okay. If they're invested in the right areas, that's the question. With either of these two stocks, are they going to invest in the right thing? So if Walgreens, they've got to invest in the right way if they do cut the dividend. So there's some big issues happening there. Who's going to be the new CEO? Let's go Elon Musk. Just kidding. It's going to be a big play. Walgreens. Does anyone really want to go there? I don't think any big shots want to go to Walgreens unless they see something in the future that none of us see at the moment. This is something the Walgreens can do. They absolutely take off and take the lion share space off the Walmarts, the CVS, Amazon. Have they found a new way to do things to get themselves going? I think that's where you need to look at with Walgreens. Now, Walgreens, well, to me, if they cut the dividend, it's very bad, very, very bad in the short term. Long term, it might be okay. But that's a lot of query I've had for a lot of these stocks that cut their dividend. A lot of them haven't returned the dividend. And if they don't return the dividend, a lot of them won't return. So it's going to be an interesting one because of some of these high-yielding stocks and dividends that have been cut now, a lot of people just come into the stock often just for the dividend, and it's nothing to do with the balance sheet, anything like that. They see this company, Walgreens here, they've been around a long time. They're a pretty solid company. They're paying that sort of dividend. Sounds good to me. Boom, buy. That's how cynical maybe 50% of the market is. Then you got some in the market which is Wall Street related. Obviously, Wall Street have a bit more insight, even though you're not allowed insider trading. Clearly, there is that stuff happening, and they understand, and that's why they get out of stuff at the right time, which leaves some people behind. But with Walgreens, to me, I would be avoiding it at all costs if it was me. Depending on how the dividend goes. If the dividend stays and they just get someone else, then I'd say okay. But for me, this looks like a train wreck ready to hit the ground in a hump. And it all probably relies on what Amazon in the future in terms of drug delivery happens there, if they're allowed to drop it off, all that sort of stuff. All the legal issues around that. If it happens, if Amazon get their way, then look out, Amazon will just be a conglomerate, and that'll be the end of Walgreens, unless Walgreens are bought out by Amazon or something like that. So that's all about Walgreens at the moment. To me, I would stay away from the stock at all. Possibly a bargain. Hasn't been good for 5 years, but it doesn't mean it won't turn around. It's up to you. You've got to do all the ways and cons. It's not financial advice. Do your own research before you buy into any stock. Make sure you do your due diligence. I'm just a random person on YouTube that's giving you some advice, but it's up to you to find out and find your own way to go. I'm not responsible for any decisions you make. It's up to you. But thank you so much for joining me here at Barry Charles, and have a great day out there.